Good afternoon, guys. It's Jacob on the one up top, and I'm now previewing Leicester at home to Sheffield United. Now, there's only one guy I can talk about in this game that's going to influence it, Jamie Vardy. We all know that his allegiance is to Sheffield Wednesday. He always scores against Sheffield United, whatever league he's played at, and he's been on a barren spell of goals, so he would like to think that he can bounce back and get in and amongst the goals against a team that in his heart he sees as a rival. Leicester, for me, about 3 months ago, I remember sitting down with my friends and saying that I believed that they were a dark horse, and I generally thought they were going to win the Premier League. You know, they were playing some great football. It's very effective. You know, when they have their first 11 out that we know, you know, so when week in, week out, they've got their Maddisons, they've got their Tielemans, Vardy, Pereira, you know, Soyuncu, Johnny Evans. When they've got that platform of their 11, they, for me, can beat anybody. But then we've all said that, you know, if Leicester are going to oust the Man City or oust the Liverpool to win the Premier League, they need a better squad, and it's kind of shown at the moment. You know, as soon as they've lost that spark in Maddison, you know, they're having to play Ndidi in centre-half when he's one of the best defensive midfielders in the league. It becomes difficult, you know, for any club of any team. When you lose your best players to injury and then you haven't got the squad, it's very difficult. And they've had a couple of players that have stepped in and helped out. You know, Iheanacho has come in and started scoring a few goals, and it's boosted his confidence. I remember him as a young kid at Man City. He was unbelievable, and I think he's just trying to find himself. So I think the injuries have allowed him to do that. But generally, Leicester will dig in. You know, they played Brighton last week. I watched that game. You kind of thought it was going to fizzle out into a draw, but they managed to nick the win there. Disappointing performance against Arsenal the other week, but, you know, with the injuries, it's very difficult. But I think in this game, you know, everybody's beat Sheffield United. And with the issues that Sheffield United are having at the minute, you know, it's bad enough that they're classed as the whipping boys in the league. They've now just lost Chris Wilder because for some reason Sheffield United want a director of football, and they're trying to lessen the power of a man that took you from League One all the way to the Premier League. And if it wasn't for COVID, they were my front runners to get the Champions League spot last season. And, you know, it all just broke down from there. So for them to kind of dismiss him, I think he'd be the right guy to go down with them and bring them back up. I think he'd keep the mainstay of the squad. He'd get some injuries back. You know, he had some players there that were imperative to what they were playing, and then they've just been injured long term. They've had some strikers that they've tried to bring in, you know, Rhian Brewster just didn't work. McGoldrick works his socks off, but is he going to get them 10, 15 goals? No. They've got Ollie Burke, who predominantly is a winger. Is he going to get you the goals? So I think the goals have let them down, and then with the uncertainty of COVID and then the confidence just being absolutely obliterated, they're finding it very hard. So I think this is the Stonewall result. This like, if Leicester go and lose this, then I don't even know what to think. I just think Leicester will go in there, play the way that they do play. They'll try and get Vardy in over the top. They'll have Tielemans in there controlling things. You'll have the fullbacks going up and down. I can see Leicester winning this very comfortably. I can see a 3-0, Vardy with a brace, and I wouldn't be surprised if he scores a hat-trick. He'll be pumped up for this game. Sheffield United won't look forward to him because he's always scoring goals against them. You know, Leicester will want to secure Champions League football because, you know, especially with the result we've just seen now of Chelsea drawing 0-0. You know, Tottenham have got a very difficult game at Arsenal. West Ham have got a very difficult game at United away. And Everton should beat Burnley, but you know, you'd like to think if you get your result and everybody doesn't get theirs, then that's how you progress as a club. So if Leicester just concentrate on themselves but have a sneaky eye on the fact that somebody's probably going to drop points, then I think they'll get top form. By winning games like this, that you should, just gives you the impetus to not only stay in the top four, maybe look at a Man United and see if you can get second or third. So, yeah, confident 3-0 Leicester.